Now look, I have gave Shaman King a lot of flack. I think everybody that watches this channel should know by now that your boy OP really doesn't like this crossover returning. Not that I don't like the crossover, I'm perfectly fine with Shaman King as a whole, but I just don't like this rerun because it's very lackluster. We didn't really get a lot in terms of just new stuff in general, plus the buffs that they gave the units were kind of underwhelming for everybody except for one of them, which was the boy Tao Ren. Tao Ren got some insane work done to him, man, and he needed this stuff. I actually did manage to use him today, but the one I used was not my own. It was actually my man Caleb's. Caleb helped me out with this showcase, so huge shout out to him. But either way, let's talk about this unit real quick. So Tao Ren has a few passives that are noteworthy that you need to know about. One is Resolute. Resolute gives you 50 art gauge when battle starts. When battle starts is the same thing as Gray's passive, so every single stage transition will be 50 art gauge instantly to the boy Tao Ren. He has a limited level 60, of course. This gives him more damage when an enemy is below 30% HP, and evasion rate, which is kind of whatever. This skill, it's able to synergize really well with his Resolute, giving him an art pretty much no matter what every single stage transition, due to the fact that it will give you 50 art gauge if you are not afflicted by a status element. Of course, you will be wanting to use the art because this is your main stacking mechanic. Every time you use the art, you get 60% damage up to a maximum of 300%. And then finally with the true art, which I think is possibly the most lackluster part about Tao Ren's kit, increase attack by 50% based on the number of dark units for 15 seconds. As for his slot, 5-star physicals and a 4-star defense, you got some okay stuff here, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be nuking with Tao Ren, of course, any type of damage up buffs, I would stray away from attack up because he already has a lot of attack up in his kit. If you're going for more of a sustain route though, and you want just more art shit, anything like True Izanagi that's giving you art gauge over time or art gauge instantly would be amazing. As for the 4-star defense, I think that it's pretty much universal for both sustain and nuking, but I would say if you're going more of the nuking route with 4-star defense, I would highly advise something like the Dola armor because it gives you 15% attack to the whole team. And as for the crest that I would recommend on the boy Tao Ren, I got a few things, you know what I'm saying? I think attack up would be great, Promise of Funeral God, or art gauge up would be nice, even though he doesn't really need it. Hey, more art gauge never hurts anybody. So the first stage we actually took him up against was the Redacne Crest Palace. The reason for this was because I wanted a stage that actually had a lot of different stage transitions in it, so we could really see the boy Tao Ren stacking potential to the fullest. I mean, it works here, to be honest. I know I said Archon items in like the best in slot portion of the video, but to be honest, I don't really think he needs Archon items if you don't want to run them. Like, if you just want to go full damage with Hal, like as you see here, Caleb did that, hey, you can absolutely do it and be perfectly fine. Yeah, Tao Ren's able to stack on this stuff easy peasy, and to me, this means that he may be a very strong unit when the mines comes back. I never used Tao Ren in the mines beforehand, but I would assume that Tao Ren was always a pretty decent option, but now I can definitely tell you he's going to be a miss when mines comes back and if you actually wind up getting him. As we get to the boss, Tao Ren is completely maxed out. The only thing we don't have on this team is actually accuracy, because I feel like if we had the accuracy, I think Tao Ren would have insta-killed this boss, but as you see here, Tao Ren actually didn't insta-kill. And also, another thing that we didn't have, you got to take note of this, we actually didn't have any kind of crit rate on this team. I forgot to put True EX Gate on, but if you had True EX Gate, this boss was definitely dead from the boy Tao Ren, because each hit from Tao Ren dealt like 140,000. This right here is, I think, where Tao Ren performs the best. The only thing that I would say Tao Ren kind of struggles with is actually in the nuking scenarios. I feel like he shines the most though in these stacking situations, in these sustains, these long form type of content where he's able to ramp up very quickly. Now, if we actually go over to a nuke, as you see here, this is Tao Ren with, you know, a nuke. We got Draken, the Forte, Tao Ren, and the man Dark Finn. We went all dark units apart from Draken, just for more attack up. So right now, Tao Ren, I think, has around 150% attack up. And as you see here, you know, he's going to absolutely destroy this boss. Like, it did a lot of damage, but at the same time, something about it just didn't feel right to me. I felt like that it was not as potent or as like instant kill as I thought it would be, even though Tao Ren like attacks multiple times during his true art. So that's kind of why it wasn't like an instant burst down. But if we actually look at the damage charts there, as you see, we have Tao Ren at 2.5 million, Draken at the 1.7, and of course Commander Forte at 1.6. Kind of like a team effort. And one thing I want to talk about before we actually end the video is some of Tao Ren's actual weaknesses. Now, apart from like the very apparent stuff, like Tao Ren not having any way to bypass defenses, so you will have to provide that to him with some type of crit rate like True EX Gate, or like a crit buffer like Mikey or Vox, or, you know, some type of defense ignore, like for example Daki. If a quest doesn't have multiple stages in the level, then he's kind of like whatever. Since he does benefit from constant stage transitions like Gray, he wants to be able to build up his stacks kind of by himself. He doesn't want to have to wait in a fight to actually do it. Apart from all that though, I think he's a pretty fine unit nowadays. Like, he's really solid. Yeah, ain't much else to say. Solid attacker. Pretty good. Gives a thumbs up for me. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for this video. Tell me down below what you all think about the boy Tao Ren. Are you guys liking him? Are you guys thinking he's whatever? Did any of you guys get lucky enough and actually pull him? Let me know all that type of stuff down there. Also, if you enjoyed this video, highly recommend you check out either one of the videos popping on your screen right now. Great content, guarantee I love them. And oh yeah, before you leave, don't forget to drink water.